industry in Ghana. The National Communications Authority seeks to ensure an environment that is safe and fair for consumers and service providers. NCA grants licenses and authorizations for operation of communication systems and services, develops guidelines to streamline communication activities, establish and monitor quality of service indicators for operators and service providers. NCA is in 8 regions: Accra, Tamale, Takoradi, Kumasi, Ho, Koforidua, Sunyani, and Bolgatanga. Do you have unresolved complaints with the service providers? Contact us on 0800110662, 0307011419 between the hours of 8 o'clock a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. from Monday to Friday, or visit our website at www.nca.org.gh and follow the procedure for filing a complaint or submitting enquiry. National Communications Authority. Communication.
We wake up every morning to different stories from politics, business, sports, and entertainment. These stories, one way or the other, affect our lifestyle and dealings with family, friends, and business associates. Your take on Diaspora Network Television gives you an opportunity to have your take on these pertinent issues via phone in and messages to our social media platforms, DNT Ghana on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If it's an important trending story, we will definitely talk about it. Your take with me, Yalsechi, on DNT.
Hello, my name is Jermaine Nkrumah. For decades, leaders in Ghana have been complaining about brain drain, referring to the mass exodus of Ghanaians from home to foreign lands. Lately, however, that brain drain has actually evolved into what many refer to as brain gain. In other words, Ghanaians all over the world are ready to come home with their newly acquired skills to help with national development. In fact, here at DNT, we insist that there is nothing that Ghana needs done towards her development that she cannot find a Ghanaian to do, be they at home or somewhere in foreign lands. The question is there a role for Ghanaians in the diaspora to play towards Ghana's development? Furthermore, what are the measures in place to make it possible and easy for Ghanaians abroad to come home to help with national?
Would you buy anything without first knowing exactly what the product was and how it could benefit you? Definitely not. Neither should you vote for your next member of parliament without knowing who they are and how they plan to solve your problems. Watch The Next MP only on Diaspora Network Television and find out the men and women who want to represent you in Parliament. The Next MP only on DNT. Well, hello and welcome to the live edition of The Next MP. Beautiful Sunday evening, and we have 71 days to the general election in this beautiful country of Ghana. My name is Kafui. Pleasure to have you here. I hope you've done your checking to make sure that your name is in the book. I did that today, this morning, as part of my walk. So I just walked into the center and they checked. My name was there, my picture was there, so I'm ready, willing and able to use my thumb on the 7th of December. Earlier I checked using the short code, so everything is under control, 1422, put in your number and it should give you all the details. Today, who is my guest? Well, he is a petroleum engineer with a background in environmental science. He wants to unseat the current MP of Ayawaso West Wogon in the Greater Accra region. If you're wondering which communities form Ayawaso West Wogon, where you're thinking of East Legon, West Legon, Airport Residential Area, Okponglo, Abelenkpe, Jowulu, some part of Tesano, Roman Ridge, that's Ayawaso West Wogon. Who wants to take the seats away from Ma Lydia? Well, my guest is Mr. Richard Mauli. Mr. Richard Mauli Amagache. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Kafui.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right. So, before we even talk about your political ambition, just tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your personal story? What has brought you all the way from there to now?
Well, I'm from a very humble background.
Mm-hmm.
I, had my basic education in Akosumbo, and just about 7 years, I lost my mother, and I was living with my father, who was working in the VRE then,
Mm-hmm.
As a single parent, together with my other 12 siblings. We are 12 siblings.
That's a nice, large family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm the seventh born of my father.
Okay.
And the first born of my mother.
Wow.
Unfortunately, when I got to the university in first year, I lost my father also.
Ooh.
When I was in KNUST. So I've gone through the vicissitude of life. I've gone through oppression, depression, homelessness, joblessness, and all the less you can talk about. And so I have risen through, surmounting all those challenges one after the other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's given me a lot of, zeal and temerity to meet any task, ahead of me. I've also done a lot of work. You have to raise money coming from such a background.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, do a lot of work to raise money. So I've worked as a secretary to a private security company, secretary to the managing director.
Mm-hmm.
I've also worked as an accounting clerk for United Steel Company. I've worked as a quality assurance and marketing manager for Damlo Enterprise. I've also done a lot of menial jobs.
Like?
I've sold things, this kind of phone deals. I've also, at a point lived with people.
Mm-hmm.
Who are not my parents, so more or less you have to do the house chores and all that. A lot of menial jobs. I've sold things I've sold onions.
Okay.
For my auntie.
Mm-hmm.
She used to bring onions back from the village from Manglong.
Of course.
I'm from the Keta area.
Yes.
So they used to bring shallots, and I go around and sell it on my head and all that. So a lot of people know me, and they know that, hey, this is somebody I've risen through, all the difficulties in life to get to wherever I is now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my story, and that's who I am. It's people like me normally do not get on the stage. But by the help of a lot of people, I was able to, go through all the challenge and get here. So that's me, basically.
Let's talk about the oppression. Who was oppressing you?
Oppression, when I talk about oppression, what I mean is going through unfair or unjust situation. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I've lived with people before where they would not really regard your right as a human being rather than what they want you to do, even if it means that that inures to your disadvantage.
Are these like family members or complete strangers?
Some complete strangers also. And a whole lot. Even trying my educational background. I used to be that kind of student that a lot of students hide behind me to get their voices heard. So more or less I was a student advocate. And things that I feel that's not inured to the benefit of the ordinary student, I stand up for them. And you're going to get a lot of backlash and a lot opposition from the people that are doing the wrong thing, which all amount to the oppression I'm talking about. So it's like a well varied, situation differently, but altogether it's good.
It's good.
It has made me a tough person.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the unhappy times. You said there was depression too. I mean.
Oh yes, oh yes. Just imagine you've lost your mother, and your only source of livelihood is your father, and you know you were just at school. You got a call that your father is sick, and you have to rush home quickly. And I mean, by the time you go home, he's dead. Where's the hope coming from? I, for example, my father was born in Western region, PRISCILLA, and I was born in the Eastern region, Akosombo. So we have moved away from, though I am a Votarian, we have moved away from Keta for a long time. So where are the ties, where are the family ties you are going to pull to get yourself? Do you understand? So it's like we are more or less strangers at a place, and then this thing has happened where everybody, where you are living to, everybody there too is from somewhere else. Like it comes with a lot of, you know, depression. I mean, what is going to happen? What will happen to my kid's sister? I mean, is my education going to end? I mean, like a whole lot. The following year, you're about to go to school. Am I going to raise my school fees? A whole lot. So those kind of mental strains, you know, put you in a state that ordinarily you shouldn't have been in, and all amount to depression.
And how did you come out of this state?
It takes a lot of courage and fortitude and good values to actually be able to come out of, you know, difficult situations.
Would you say it was your father and your mother who instilled these values in you?
Yeah, partly. I mean, when I lost my mom early on, I have to live with stepmothers, you know, along the line. So sometimes these people are going to give attention to their children before they give attention to you. So you'll be feeling the heat a little bit. So when the thing happened again, you know, you losing your father, it's like a repetition of the whole process. Yeah. Though this one is with a bigger gravity, you know, you'd have to stand it. So all these values that I pick, you know, from home, and, you know, some to, you know, I was the closest, though I was the seventh born, I was the closest to my father. I'm more or less like his photocopy. When you see me, like, I mean, like, you see my father, he loves me so much. So he draws me closer, and, you know, he gives me a lot of wise, you know, guidance, which, you know, helped me a lot. And up to date, I draw some strength from some of the wise guidance my father gave me whilst he was alive. And that's what have brought me on the stage, actually.
Awesome. When did it become clear to you that you might be having a career in politics?
Well, back at KNUST.
Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Yes. I first went in to do environmental science when I was reading, when I was in Republic Hall. In the Republic Hall, we call something lane reps. You know, on every lane, we have about 200 plus people. And so they choose somebody that will represent the lane at the student assembly as more or less like a parliamentarian.
Yeah, student government.
Student government. Yeah. And, you know, 5 people took their name there. And one of my mates, Danny, I always mention his name anywhere I go. He also took my name there because he believed I could do it. And I went for class. You know, we had a class in the afternoon. When I came back, I've won the election. Like, all these guys campaign. I didn't campaign. I mean, I just won the election outrightly. And, you know, the cheers and everything. I mean, so that, in a way, gave me an impression that a lot of people like me. And I also, you know, participated in this student politics and all that. And I could feel the influence. I mean, you can have a lot of students speaking, but the moment I come in and I say something, everybody want to go by what Amegache said. And so it gave me an indication that I have an innate leadership abilities, which, if harnessed well, could inure to the benefit of our dear country. So that potential, that leadership potential actually was discovered in KNUST.
Okay.
So that's why I realized I know. I mean, what is it that when everybody is talking and you come in and you say something, people want to follow, or it becomes the topic of the day.
Do you think you're a natural?
Yes, for me, it comes to me naturally. I mean, the way I look at issues, the way I, tackle them and everything, it's kind of different from how a lot of people do it. Okay. So, though it's all by training, it also comes in by natural abilities, which nobody can really take away from you. So, yeah.
What do you think was your biggest achievement as a student leader?
Well, my biggest achievement were the moment that I stood in for other people and they got their rights served, or the student interest was served, not as in personally being handed over any award, or I've been nominated on the campuses of KNUST on awards like Student Activist of the Year, Student Writer of the Year.
But you don't recognize those
no.
achievements. It's working for other people. That
yes, I was nominated. Okay. But the biggest achievement were the moment where I stood in for people and they got the results because of me. And there were little things that did not get a lot of recognition because I did most of them in secrecy. But to me, those are the biggest achievement when I'm able to stand in for other people for them to get their liberation. That is, the biggest achievement for me.
Are the people of Ayawaso West Wogon in need of liberation?
A lot. Ayawaso West at this point needs a different kind of leadership. If Ghana is going to move in a different direction, rather than this NDC-MPP duopoly, it will take an elite constituency, or it will take an elite community to set the pace for the people. As we are sitting here right now, you and I will agree that the systems in Ghana are not working. And if, let's say, you are 30 years or 20 years, NDC and MPP have spent all your life, and they've spent your future. Even if you are 50 years, half of your life or more than half of your life has been spent by these people, and they are still struggling to spend the future of your children. So at what point are we going to say that enough is enough? At what point? When I drive around the country, a week ago I went to the Eastern region, Adieso. I passed in Sawom, passed Kwabenya, Somenya. I went to Somenya, I went to Akosombo, and I came back. I was almost in tears. Looking at, rough roads, untarred roads, dusty towns, a whole town, dusty. Domet Kwabenya Road was, an eyesore. Very dusty. So at what point are we going to say we are tired of this bad leadership of NPP and NDC? At what point?
So is that why you are in politics, running as an independent candidate?
Absolutely. I want to step in there and let the people of Ayawaso know that it is possible. We can change the narrative. Ayawaso itself has some peculiar problems that I have identified. I'm coming up with unique solution to which,
and we'll talk about those.
Yes,
in a short while. But just to know about the genesis of your political ambition, were you attached to any particular party and you broke away and thought, you know what, I want to be by myself?
No. I've never joined any political party, on the national stage. I've not done that before. And for me, I see a lot of manipulation from these two political parties, like NDC trying to play tribal card to get all airways on their side. MPP is also trying to play some like a whole lot. And for me, I've taken my time to groom myself in a very intellectual way, and my conscience cannot be bought by these two political parties. So I've always deferred from their activities, and so I've never been a part of them. And for now, they don't look like a very attractive, political party to me. That's why, I'm running independent, to tell the people of Ghana that, hey, we have come to a stage that we do not necessarily need NDC or an MPP to choose leaders.
They have for the NDC, they will tell you that they have a socialist orientation, and the NPP will tell you that they are more capitalist or right-wing. What is your ideology? What is your orientation? My
orientation is I'm a liberalist. The socialist ideology of the NDC is flawed. When you are in a 100% socialist community, it breeds corruption and it breeds laziness.
How do you mean?
Because a socialist government always want to do, everything for the people. And so the people will be relaxed, they become lazy, every day singing, government should do this, government should do this, government should do that. And that has been the song of Ghanaians for a while now. And it's due to the ideology of the NDC, which is flawed. That's the downside. There are some positive side of the socialist ideology. Like social interventions. I mean, the socialists are very good in social interventions and all. The NPP ideology of capitalism also is flawed in a way. It breeds greed and nepotism. I mean, there are some positive side of it. I mean, it brings competition, it brings entrepreneurship and all that. But the downside of it is it breeds greed and nepotism. And greed, any greedy person is also a corrupt person, because they always want everything from themselves. They are going to deprive other people. So my ideology is a liberalist. Liberalist means that everybody should have the right to make the decision the way they deem it fit. And as a liberalist, I'm also very big on human rights. I'm very big on gender equality. I'm very big on national development and so many others. So that is my own political philosophy orientation. I may find some common grounds with the NDC and the NPP, but yet still there are places that I differ a lot.
I heard you. I know that you find a hero in Dr. Pakwesi Indom. Why didn't you just join his party?
Well, like I said early on, I do not necessarily think that you need to be partisan to be a leader, because our constitution gives us the right. I mean, anybody, if you feel you even to the presidential level, if you feel you have the leadership qualities and you can work for the people, I mean, in their best interest, come out, declare your intention, and let the people know what vision you have.
Explain what you mean by being Ghana-minded as opposed to partisan or NPP-minded or
NDC-minded. Like I said, every political party has ideologies and they operate with those ideologies. It gets to a point that those ideologies becomes a dogma, where even if they are moving on the wrong road, they do not see it. And that's the problem of the NDC and the NPP.
But that's party discipline. They'll tell you that we have to whip you in line because this is our position. And so fall in line, fall in.
So that is where we have the Ghana-mindedness that I'm talking about. If NPP's ideology is capitalism, and we have decided to sell a state property like maybe Ghana Telecom, per our ideology, we are not doing anything wrong as NPP. But is that going to really inure to the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian? If the answer is no, then why follow the ideology? So we need people that are neutral-minded, that are Ghana-minded, and that is where I come in. So my whole leadership ambition, as far as this 2020 election is concerned, is about Ghana. I think going on any party ticket will make me a skewed person. I will end up deviating from the true reasons why the ordinary Ghanaians chose me to be their leader. So at this point, what I think we need is people who are Ghana-minded. Is this thing going to inure to the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian? If the answer is yes, I am all for it. If the answer is no, I am all against it. I don't need to be NDC or NPP to know what is good for Ghanaians, because I'm a Ghanaian and I'm living in Ghana and everything around me is Ghana. And I can see clearly where these two NDC and MPP are going wrong. And I think it's about a time we all as Ghanaians have to realize that, hey, it shouldn't necessarily be about our party interests. It should be about the interest of Ghana.
It should be about the interests of Ghana. My guest is Richard Mauli Amegache, and he is the independent candidate for the people of Ayawaso West Wogon, right here in the Greater Accra region. He wants to be the next MP come December 7. And the WhatsApp number is scrolling on your screen. You can send in your questions to Richard, and at the right time, I will pose the questions to him. Stay with us. 71 days to the election. This is the next MP live edition. My name is Kafui. Back after this break.
Hotel live on the 7th of November 2020, coupled with spectacular performances. Time 6 p.m. The Donko RTP Awards is brought to you by Adonko Hand Sanitizer, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, Jimre Estates, Bio Litigation Free Land, Verna Mineral Water, Your Lifestyle, Dofu Roofing Systems, Yas Tissues, Special Drinks, Jerigate Fashion House, Papa's Pizza, Axis Shipping, 247 Zara Boutique, A to Z Auto Services, Sumisura by Abdul, a step ahead in tailoring. The 10th Donko RTP Awards is a black tie event. Attendance is by invitation. For DNT to win more awards, vote for us now. For DNT to win the Television Digital Station of the Year award, dial *447*111#. Select RTP DNT to vote. Or you can log on to rtpawardsafrica.com, select RTP DNT to vote.
We wake up every morning to different stories from politics, business, sports, and entertainment. These stories, one way or the other, affect our lifestyle and dealings with family, friends, and business associates. Your take on Diaspora Network Television gives you an opportunity to have your take on these pertinent issues by phone in and messages to our social media platforms, DNT Ghana on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If it's an important trending story, we will definitely talk about it. Your take with me, Yasachi, on DNT.
Welcome back. Live edition of The Next MP. And our WhatsApp number is scrolling, so send in your questions to my guest, who is Richard Mauli Amegache. He is the independent candidate for Ayawaso West Wogon, Tesano, Jowulu, Airport Residential, Bunglo, Roman Ridge, East Legon, West Legon, parts of Tesano, yes. It's supposed to be an elite constituency. What does that mean, Richard? When they say elite constituency, what does it mean?
Yeah, when we say somebody is an elite, it means that the person has attained a certain status in society. That means they have a lot of privileges, they are well educated, and those privileges come with education, you know, housing, environment. Like, I mean, you are the
standard, it's the high point.
Yes, you are the high point.
Is that the story in your constituency?
Well, you know, in Ghana, we've managed to brand everything, you know. So for me, I see the elitism that people talk about as a brand rather than reality, because when we say an elite, I mean, an elite is supposed to be well educated. Before even you go to the polls, in terms of politics, I'm just choosing politics, you have to assess all the individual candidates.
Is that what's happening?
No, yes, like people are fairly open-minded in Ayawaso West, but sometimes during the campaign you get to some zones and you realize that these people are maybe NDC people. When you look at their level of education, it's like they're not well learned. I mean, and they are dogmatic. They are not open-minded.
But you need their votes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to a point you realize that, oh, the people, they are NPP. I mean, they're also dogmatic. They are not open-minded.
Are they high up there? kind of
no
professionals and
no.
or they're also at that level?
Yeah.
But dogmatic.
Yeah. So
okay.
Throughout my campaign, the kind of people that are supporting me are, you know, the people that are high up there. Professors, doctors, engineers, teachers, nurses, I mean, policemen, immigration officers. I mean, they are the people that have some level of appreciable education. So when I go to them and I campaign to them, I mean, even if they have a bias politically, they go like, man, you are better than the NDC and MPP candidate. I'm going to vote for you. But you go to certain areas and, you know, they are squatters. I mean, and they don't really understand the language of, you know, let's change our mind.
Okay.
I mean, they want to be induced. You cannot say Ayawaso worse.
They want you to bribe them.
They want to be induced. I mean,
break it down. Induce what? They want you to
like
give them money.
Yeah, they want like a money to vote for you. I'm like,
do they ask for a specific amount, or do they tell you that, hey, Charlie, your opponents are also giving us this?
yes,
what's your problem?
they go like, oh, my leader has come to give us some money, so you to bring us some money, let's vote for you. Or they go like, oh, John Dumelo has come to give us the money. So I just watch back. I'm like, so are these people the elite that everybody's making
They could be
noise
lying
about?
to you, know. They could be telling lies to.
I am in the
to
constituency.
get money from you.
I am in the constituency and I know what is happening.
What is happening?
These two opponents,
The
my
NDC
leader,
and the MPP
yeah,
candidates.
they are, you know, buying a lot. People, they cannot buy everybody, like my voters. The kind of people that will be voting for me, they cannot buy them. And they don't have what it takes to get those classes of voters. I have what it takes. That is why they are supporting me. So rather they use the money approach, you know, to go and buy people. I mean, like, you see all this in the social media. I mean, things that they are doing to, you know, kind of woo people.
What are they doing? Tell me, give me, you're on the ground.
I was in West Legon some time ago, a portion of it, not a very developed side. And, you know, I had a whole lot of noise. I mean, by the time I got there, they're like, oh, Mali there is sharing money. Truly, I got there and she was actually doing that. I was shocked.
Physically?
Yes. I live in the constituency. So I know what is happening. Some time ago I was around Shashi and Dumelo came, he just got out of his car and then they pick a shovel for him. He, you know,
dug something?
Yeah, it was like there's a choke gutter there. So he acted as though he's coming to remove the gutter. When they took the picture of him, then he sat back into his car.
Maybe it was a scene for a movie.
No, it wasn't. The next moment, I saw the thing online. I mean, that Dumelo is removing gutters. And all those people were like, oh, you are... So I just saw them. I was shocked. So are these the elites? So if somebody is claiming they are removing gutters, why don't you go and verify? Go to the exact spot and see if he has actually done it. And rather unfortunately, in this particular election, Dumelo is still acting. Everything that he's putting out there is fake. Most of the things, I live there, most of the things is fake. And he's actually using the fake publicity to woo the people. So it is very difficult.
Is it working for him?
It's working on some people, not all the people. My classes of voters, I mean, like I've already said, will not be carried away by those things.
Who is a bigger competitor for you? John Dumelo of the NDC or Lydia Al-Hassan of the MPP?
Right now, Lydia is the incumbent, so she has a seat. So I am competing Lydia to get the seat.
Yes, but you seem to be attacking John Dumelo a lot.
It's this one. I'm just stating what is happening, and to give a reasonable answer to whether Ayawaso is really elite, you know. So I'm giving you scenarios that makes it very difficult for me to say 100% Ayawaso is an elite constituency. When you talk about elite constituency, do you know what you're talking about? These are people that you cannot influence with money. They are going to make objective decisions.
Is there any such constituency in Ghana where you cannot be influenced with money?
Exactly. So we are getting there. I mean, some part of Ayawaso is elite, but we are getting there. But I mean, the extent with which we classify the constituency as an elite constituency. I don't think we've got there yet. I think there's still a lot of mileage, you know, to cover before we can say that, oh, Ayawaso is an elite constituency. How can you have an elite constituency that has, you know, people living in kiosks and a whole lot? I mean, where does that happen?
Because they are part of East Legon where people live
yes, in kiosks. A lot of people are squatters. So, I mean, I'm not saying there are no elites there. Yes, there are a lot of elites, but yes, still, the people, the downtrodden people are also many.
But you know that in any developed economy, you would also find slum areas, deprived areas, areas which need a lot of, you know.
So that's clearly, that clearly tells us that Ghana as a country, okay, we have a lot of problems, and we have managed to make mountains out of molehills. We have made the whole thing look like Ayawaso West is the most elite East Legon West. What is there? I mean, what is really there? What is really in East Legon, West Legon, Belepe, Tesano, Airport? What is there?
So you are there to try and change things.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me about what for you is your biggest hurdle in this campaign. What is your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge is trying to get the message to the downtrodden. So far, I'm running a 100% paperless campaign.
What does that mean?
It's a green campaign. I mean, when I look at the constituency, there is a lot of littering. Ayawaso West has a lot of environmental problem, and politicians, I mean, individual members of the Ayawaso constituency are tidy in their homes, but the politicians are the main problem and the contributing factors of the environmental problem in Ayawaso West.
How do you mean?
Specifically, John Dumelo Emma, leader of the NDC and the MPP, has used their campaign posters to paste on people's walls. They've defaced people's walls. The district assembly bylaw says that post no bail, and I'm respecting that. As a law-abiding citizen, I'm respecting that. These people, due to their selfish interest of becoming members of parliament, have defied those orders, and they have defaced a lot of private and government properties. Even electric poles, they do not spare it. So the whole constituency is nasty, with like every corner you pass, papers around. Like, how can an elite society, you're running a campaign in an elite society, and you are defacing people's wall? Like, for example, in my neighborhood, in East Legon, where I live, a certain woman, just my next door, by the time she will sleep and wake up, my leader has come to paste her poster on her wall.
No permission?
No, I mean, a wall that she has painted less than 2 weeks. The following day, by the time she knows, John Dubero has also come to add his.
Are you intimidated by all this red, white, and black, and green, and blue posters?
I am not intimidated.
I mean, anytime you see a poster, it's like, it's a reminder that you don't have the money to
no,
posters.
No. What it means is that, okay, this thing is a challenge, okay, and what they are doing, their activities, are putting the society or the constituency at a disadvantaged end. There are some posters in Ayawaso West that are older than some children in Ayawaso West. After the elections, they do not come and remove them, and the whole place is nasty. Some years ago, I was in Singapore, and I was shocked to know that if even you spit on the floor, it attracts a $1,000 fine. If you are not able to pay the money, you are going to jail.
You want some of that law and order here in Ghana?
There should be some decency. There should be some sanity here. Okay? If my leader and John Dumelo, for example, were to be in Singapore, they would have been in jail, because I roamed the whole Singapore. I didn't even see the president's poster on any property. But these people have defaced all these properties. And instead of the people down there to know that what they are doing is a problem, they are rather seeing it as a fashion.
Is it not a lax approach from the authorities? The local authorities should be checking to make sure that this doesn't happen.
And that's where I have problem with my campaign. I have decided, when I went to Singapore, I learned from that place. And I told myself that we have our leaders traveling outside the country. They come back, they go and see things, and they come and do different things.
So you've adopted a green campaign.
Whatever I learned whatever I saw in Singapore, I am learning it.
How visible are you though? Because when I posted on Facebook that I wanted my followers to ask at least one question to you because you're coming here today, all those who are in your constituency, one of them said, oh, she's just hearing about you today.
You know,
so how are you getting the message out? How do people know that you are even standing as an independent?
Yes, so that's what I said. It is a challenge with my campaign because what I'm doing is I am going on TV stations, radio stations. I'm doing a lot of one-on-one in the constituency, and I've met a lot of people. You'll be surprised that as popular as John Dumelo is, and as popular as Malidia is, there are people in the constituency that have not met them in person before. There are people in Ayawaso West. They know that there's somebody called Malidia who is the MP. They've not met her in person before.
So door to door is working for you?
Yes. So the only challenge is that I may not meet everybody, you know, before the time. So the people that I'm not able to meet, they will feel like maybe I am not working, but I am really on the grounds. And I'm doing door to door, I'm moving like, and I have a lot of people who are supporting me. But the challenge is my opponents are doing the wrong things. And people are seeing those wrong things as okay.
Are you tempted to join the bandwagon?
That is where the challenge is. Right now, my team is, I have about 110 people in my team that I'm working with. And they are putting a lot of pressure on me.
What are they telling you?
They are like, I mean, they went and did their survey. And from the survey, it's like, we have got a lot of the upper, middle class and upper people. But, I mean, the squatters and everything, a lot of them are not really on our side. So let's go and put posters at where those people are.
In terms of numbers, what's the mix? I mean, for your demographic breakdown, Ayawaso West, are their numbers more than the
No. They are not more than. I can say that about 40% of the people are down there and 60% are up there. So my team is putting a lot of pressure. Let's go and put posters. Some of them are like, I mean, they'll give the money. They'll pay for it by themselves. They
want visibility.
Yes, let's go and put the posters there so that we can capture the people down there. And I told them that, look, I am not desperate. I am the first politician to be, or the first in Ghana doing green campaign. And I want to send a message to the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I want to send a message to the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that they should do the right thing. So with all their publicity, NDC and NPP have been in power for so many years.
And they are still
by now,
posters.
they should, yes.
They shouldn't be doing posters.
No, but why are you doing posters?
we know them.
Even a child knows you. Why are you doing posters? So for me, as a fresher and a new person, and I'm not doing those things, it should send a message to them that the new generation is having a new mindset.
Let's talk about money. So yes, you're not spending on posters. Are you spending on T-shirts?
No, I'm like.
So even your team doesn't wear Team Richard T-shirts?
No.
Okay, so you're not spending on T-shirts, you're not spending on posters, you're not spending on bribes?
No. I've not paid anybody any bribe. In fact, before I go on any media, I have a media team made of 5 people. They do a background check about the media house to know whether they do a professional job. I've already rejected offers from about 5 media. I don't just go on any platform.
Okay, you're selective.
Yes,
okay.
I want to make sure that I'm going to deal with a professional.
Well, we are glad you're here.
Yes, and you are an epitome of professionalism.
Now you're flattering me, so I don't give you hard questions.
Oh, no. So,
Richard,
yeah.
so back to the question. So
Good.
your budget, how much have you spent so far, or how much have you?
I cannot disclose that. I cannot disclose that.
It's too small.
But I mean, I'm making sure that I am spending less money. The problem is that
you are talking about openness and a new way of doing politics. Why can't you tell us how much you've spent so far?
See, the problem is that what Ghanaians don't know is that if a politician spends more money, okay, at the end of the election, the whole term of their office, they are going to use that term, okay, to recoup the money.
All the more reason for you to tell me that, oh, I've only spent 10,000 cedis.
I do not.
Which is my filing fee.
See, see, I do not. Obviously, I spent way more than that, but I do not want to disclose it. Some informations are, confidential information. You cannot put it out there. These are, locker room conversations.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not going to put my budget out there, but I am trying my best to spend less, so that at the end of the day, I wouldn't be tempted under no condition to do anything corrupt, to recoup any money, rather than do the exact work the people of Ayawaso have sent me to Parliament to do.
I get you on that point.
And that is what I'm doing.
I just mentioned briefly in passing the filing fee. So it's 10,000 cedis for parliamentary candidates.
Yes.
What's your reaction to that? There was a lot of protests from a lot of the parties who said there was too much money.
Yes.
What's your view?
A lot of Ghanaians have, protested against the money because that will push politicians to become corrupt. Because if they raise that money, at the end of the day, they would want to recoup it and to make them corrupt.
Is it too much in your estimation?
But the truth of the matter is, the bad precedence was set by Charlotte Osei. She's the one that set the bad precedent. Parliamentary forms was 500 Ghana cedis. When Charlotte Osei became EC, she moved the money from 500 Ghana cedis to 10,000 Ghana cedis. So Jane Mensah has not increased parliamentary.
But by your argument, she's come to support a bad decision.
Yes, so the
so
bad
she's also part of it.
Yes, so the bad precedence was set by Charlotte Osei.
But Charlotte is no longer there now, so Jean is there. Do you think Jean should reduce the money?
Yes.
To how much?
What we should have done now, it's to revert
to 500.
Yes, as it were. Because, I mean, how does it make sense that I want to serve my people
and you have to pay a lot
and I have
money.
to pay a lot of money
have you paid that
to serve them?
Have you paid that money yet?
I've not paid yet, but I'm going to pay.
Okay.
How does it make sense? I want to serve my people. When you become a member of parliament, the law states very clear. You cannot do any other thing than being a member of parliament. That's what the law of Ghana states. So I want to sacrifice myself, my time, my intellect, everything to serve my people. Why should I pay so much to serve? It doesn't make sense. So we need a lot of systemic change. We need people that will go to parliament to raise competent conversation about some of the wrongdoings in our society that need to be changed.
All right.
And that's one of my motivation for, wanting to go to parliament.
Of course. And when we come back from the break, we shall find out exactly what Richard's policies are and what he intends to do should he get elected into the House of Parliament come the 7th of December, which is only 71 days away. WhatsApp number is still scrolling on your screen. Send them in and I'll read them when we come back. Stay with us. This is the next MP.
My name is Jermaine Nkrumah. For decades, leaders in Ghana have been complaining about brain drain, referring to the mass exodus of Ghanaians into foreign lands. The good news is lately, that brain drain has actually evolved into what many refer to as brain gain. In other words, Ghanaians left and have acquired new skills, and they are now available to come home to help with national development. In fact, here at DNT, we insist that there's nothing that Ghana needs done towards her development that she cannot find a Ghanaian to do, be they at home or from somewhere in the world. The question is there a role for Ghanaians abroad to play in Ghana's development? If the answer is yes, then we have to ask ourselves, what are the measures that have been put in place to facilitate their return home to help with nation building? Join me on Diaspora Weekly every Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning as I engage Ghanaians, be they at home or abroad, as we analyze the topical issues and relevant issues pertaining to how diasporans abroad can come home and help with nation building. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah, and this is Diaspora Weekly.
I go kill you with
10 years of rewarding radio and television excellence. 10 years of rewarding excellent voices and personalities. 10 years of providing quality entertainment. RTP Awards, it's 10 years. The excitement is back. The 10th Adonko RTP Awards hitting the Stampiski Hotel live on the 7th of November 2020, coupled with spectacular performances. Time 6 p.m. The Adonko RTP Awards is brought to you by Adonko Hand Sanitizer, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, Jimre Estates, Bio Litigation Freelance, Verna Mineral Water, Your Lifestyle, Dofu Roofing Systems, Yas Tissues, Special Drinks, Jerigate Fashion House, Papa's Pizza, Axis Shipping, 247 Zara Boutique, A to Z Auto Services, Sumisura by Abdul, a step ahead in tailoring. The 10th Adonko RTP Awards is a black tie event. Attendance is by invitation. For DNT to win more awards, vote for us now. For DNT to win the Television Digital Station of the Year award, dial *447 *111 hash. Select RTP DNT to vote, or you can log on to rtpawardsadafrica.com. Select RTP DNT to vote.
I go kill you with vengeance.
Welcome back. It's the live edition of The Next MP. My name is Kafui. My guest is Richard Mauli Amagache. He is the independent candidate for Ayawaso West Wogon, Greater Accra region, and he wants to be the next MP. Richard, you have some interesting policies that you would like to bring about. Let's talk first about rent. And you are very passionate about this because you have been at various points in your life, a petcher, homeless, and also a landlord. Why is rent so critical for you?
You know, my whole leadership style is based on solving problems. That's my leadership style. So, first of all, I identified the problems that are in Ayawaso West. And one of the problems is rental issues. We did our survey, my team did a survey, and we realized that about 40% of all the people living in Ayawaso West are renters. Some people even rent, house owners in Ayawaso West rent their houses and go and live elsewhere. So a lot of the people you see in East Legon, West Legon, Jolo, Abelempe, they are living in somebody's house.
Because the rents are juicy for landlords, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But you see, these people have a lot of rental issues. The law of Ghana says that you can only take a maximum of 6 months advance from a renter. But unfortunately, in Ayawaso West, the minimum now, based on the landlord's own whims and car price, it's 1 year. Some even charge 2 years, 3 years.
And you want 3 months maximum for rent advance?
I want the 6 months that will be stipulated by the law. However, there are a lot of people also in Ayawaso West that are not established. We have about more than 7 tertiary institutions in Ayawaso West, Gempa, Legon, and all that. And I mean, some of the students are also renters. And they have a lot of challenges in raising that exorbitant money to go and pay for rent. So my proposal is that for an unestablished person, it should be a maximum of 3 months rent, and for the established, I mean, those who are working, a maximum of 6 months. But it should be a comprehensive rent policy. So I want to raise on the floor of Parliament.
Okay, because I know you have like under rent 2 laws that you would like to
Yes.
see brought into existence: the Fair Rent Index Law and the Rent Increase Cap Law. Briefly tell us about these.
Good.
These laws.
The law that I want to introduce for the first time in Ghana is the Fair Rent Index Law. The Fair Rent Index Law means that at a particular location and based on the nature of the property, it should be a uniform price. For example, if you order an Uber from here to, let's say, Jowolo, if it is a Daewoo Matis or Toyota Corolla, if it is 10 cedis, it is 10 cedis for everybody. But in Ayawaso West, 2 houses, you can have 2 houses. Just, you can go to one house, you want to rent a single room. That house can call, let's say, 500 cedis. Just the next house, the same type of property, they can call like 1,000. It doesn't make sense. So at least there should be a fair rent index law where at a particular location the rent should be uniform. So if in East Legon a single room costs let's say, I'm just giving a raw figure, like 400 cedis, it should be uniform. You cannot charge beyond that. But this cannot just be achieved by, just mere talks. So if I get the opportunity to be a member of Parliament, I'll do what we call stakeholder engagement.
So that you get people to speak about it and then sort things out.
Bring in all the property owners under one umbrella.
Otherwise, you're going to have issues with landlords, because landlords want to make their money.
Yes. Bringing all the property owners under one umbrella and letting them appreciate the reason why we should work in the best interest of Ghana.
Is this the idea that you are alleging that John Dumelo dabbed or copied your rent idea?
Yes, John Dumelo stole my rent idea.
He stole it.
Yes. I mean,
but ideas are there. I mean,
no, you see, he started his campaign. His style of campaigning was different. He was using a lot of acting skills to woo the people, and I came in strong with a very intellectual base.
Yeah, but you're an engineer, so your whole thing is like an engineer. He's an actor, so let him also do his acting thing.
No,
back to your strengths.
No, I mean, if you want to lead such an elite constituency as Ayawaso West, you should be serious about your business.
Okay, so you actually came in that he took your idea.
Yes, I came in with, after I've done a lot of work, I've sat down with my team, going around picking data and coming up with my policy. He just copied it. And the reason why I know it was copied was because he never spoke about rent all the many years he was doing his campaign, until when I came out that I want to run and I brought mine. And the dates, you can go and check when he tweeted and the dates I put my own on Facebook. But, he feels that because he has a huge following, I mean, he can use that to bamboozle me.
Are you bamboozled?
I'm not. That's why I'm letting everybody know that that policy was stolen from me. And the funny thing is, he didn't even steal it well. He was saying,
is there a way to steal well?
I mean, like, if you want to copy well.
Okay.
He tweeted that when he becomes MP, he will make sure that we pay 1 month rent advance. And that's a joke. If landlords are already demanding 1 year minimum, 2 years, 3 years advance, and you want to move it to one month, are you okay? I mean, at least the law says 6 months. So, yes, the landlords should agree that, hey, the law is saying 6 months.
So what do you want John to do? You want him to apologize?
I mean, maybe his ego wouldn't permit him to. But what I'm putting him a challenge. If he claims he didn't steal my policy, I need him to come and debate. But anybody who cares, I throw this to the media, anybody that cares, should put John Dumelo and myself on the same platform to debate about the rent issue, so that we see who really has a thorough understanding.
Shouldn't you be debating Malidia, who is the one sitting?
Malidia didn't steal my policy.
Okay.
Though I have a lot of problem with her. For her, I don't see so much leadership in her.
Okay. So would you want a debate with her as well?
Like I'm saying, yes, I would want a debate with Malidia.
All right.
Yes, I I've thrown a challenge to Dumelo that if he claims that the rent policy is his,
he should debate it with you.
He should come and debate on rent with me.
Okay, let's look at another policy of yours. You're interested in visa issues. Why should a parliamentary candidate be worried about visa issues? Visa issues are personal issues. What's the big deal?
Visa issues, you know, the nature of Ayawaso West makes it in such a way that the problems in Ayawaso West would maybe different from the problem in another constituency.
People want to travel? Is that,
yes,
is that what
the
you're saying?
people in Ayawaso West likes to travel a lot. And from my survey, we realized that a lot of the people living in Ayawaso want to travel for different reasons. Some are footballers, some are musicians, some are like for different, some for business and all.
Even in this COVID era, when travel has come down?
No, I mean, whether COVID or no COVID, there should be clear laws as to how people should be treated as far as immigration issues is concerned. And every 10 people that you take from Ayawaso West, 6 of them has visa issues. You know, they may not say it because of personal reasons, but when you get deep with them or you get intimate with them, they will let you know that at a point they have experienced an immigration issues.
What are the visa issues, the specific visa
A lot
issues?
of them that want visa for whatever reasons, health reasons, a whole lot, are denied the visa.
Maybe their documents are not up to scratch.
No,
They don't have-
the reasons for which they are denied the visa, some of the reasons are ridiculous. Like they do not have travel history. And you know, the UN Charter stated clearly that everybody, every human being on this surface of the earth has freedom of movement. You can move to any part of the world you think you want to move to. For whatever reason, that is your human right. But the individual members, countries under the UN also have the right to decide who comes to their country or not.
Which is what they're doing.
But they do not have right to make merchandise of our people.
Okay, so they are making money
The
off our people.
American embassy alone make more than $1 trillion from Africa every year. And Ghana is one of the top countries that they make money from just due to visa denial.
So
and they use part of that money as grant for us again.
So if you were MP, how would you change that situation?
What I'm saying is that it's simple. I'm going to raise this conversation on the floor of Parliament. These foreign embassies are using laws to treat our people unjustly. It doesn't make sense that you deny somebody visa simply because of lack of travel history. If the person doesn't get the first opportunity to travel, how do they get their travel history? It doesn't make sense. So it's simple. They should rather do the interviews. Ghana need strong foreign policies, okay? So that all the embassies that are coming to operate in Ghana abide by the foreign policies of Ghana.
All right, let's just take a quick break and we'll be right back. Stay with us. This is The Next MP. Welcome back to The Next MP. My guest is Richard Mauli Amagache, and he wants to represent the people of Ayawaso West Wogon in the election in 71 days' time. So, Richard, we were talking about your ideas about justice in the whole visa regime system, and so you want what? You want the embassies to refund
yes,
visa
what I'm
fees?
saying is that Ghana need a strong foreign policy that will put Ghanaians ahead, put Ghanaians in an advantage end. We are in a global village where people are interconnecting. A lot of businesses are other places that Ghanaians can go and take advantage of. And how would they take advantage globally if they are being denied access to travel. It is an injustice to our people.
Okay.
So what I'm proposing is that these foreign embassies must take a second look before even they can grant their interviews. If you want to give visa to somebody, grant your interview before you take the money. Because if I pay money with somebody that I want visa, and you didn't give me the visa, and you gave somebody the visa with the same charge, that's injustice. So what I'm proposing,
do the interview first, then charge.
Yes, what I am proposing or raised on the floor of Parliament is that the foreign embassies should at least refund. They have the right, they have the prerogative to decide who comes to their country or not, but they do not have the prerogative to make merchandise of our people. So they must refund a part of the visa fee to the applicant, and then we help you with an affidavit of support if there need be. I want to trust our people that tells us that if they get opportunity to travel, they will go and come back, rather than trusting a white man that is just in his office who have no idea about what our people went through before raising that money to come and pay at the embassy.
Wouldn't you want to encourage young people to stay in this country instead of just seeking,
like I said,
greener pastures?
The world has got to a stage where we are in. The world is becoming
a global village.
But
we have to build our part of the village before we leave.
When I went to Singapore, okay, like the way we take visas in Ghana, we go and queue. In Singapore, the way we go and stake lotto, okay, the way we go and stake lotto in Ghana, that's the way Singaporeans take visa in Singapore.
It's a normal practice.
Yeah, they don't even want to go. The reason why young people are risking their life on high seas and deserts to get to places that they want to get to is because the embassies has already denied them their freedom of movement.
So they're finding an alternative.
Yes. So if you deny people their right, it gets to a point where they have to look for alternative.
I get you.
And it's about time we tell the imperialists that enough is enough.
You're sounding very strident and almost Nkrumahist.
These are the issues that are affecting our people. Trust me. I've spoke to people in the constituency, and a lot of them. I mean, a certain woman, she has shops in what we call it, Makola. She sells cloth. Very rich woman. If you see her house in East Legon, I mean, you know that here, this is somebody that have come far in life.
She's not able to travel.
She went to the embassy and just some little girl was straying, little white girl was straying her weight around. They just deny it. How can you use 1 or 2 minutes to decide somebody's fate when they have used so much time to raise money?
All right.
I mean, it doesn't. It's seriously.
So
it's an injustice.
You are going to
people.
be a real champion to deal with
Straight.
You also have some interesting ideas. You want to make you want to have a law passed for paperless advertising.
Yes. See, Ghana is an eyesore. Trust me. If even you have not traveled outside the country, you have a television. Don't you watch America? Don't you watch Australia? Don't you watch Germany? Even Donald Trump's posters are not on the walls of America. So why are we making the whole place nasty with campaign papers?
You think a law will help?
Yes.
We have laws and people still misbehave.
See,
is it not about values?
Ayawaso West is going to set the pace if I get the opportunity to be a member of parliament. And that's why I am setting the example.
You also want a law to guarantee water supply.
Yes. See, in Ayawaso West Wagon here, sometimes they close taps for 2 weeks. In East Legon, where I live, sometimes tap will not be, you just be there without any announcement at all. They take water. Water is a basic necessity. It is something that people need. It's basic. Like, it's too basic so much that you might be so cruel to deny the people access to potable water.
Are you saying you're not enjoying this free water that the president has promised?
It's not about
for
it being
COVID.
It's not about
December.
it being free. It's
not
about
even there.
it being
even there.
Yes. So what I'm going to do when I get the nod to be the member of parliament is to liaise with the Ghana Water Company and bulk water supply to see how best we'll be able to address the water issue in the constituency. if for anything at all, there will be a notice given to constituents before they take off the tap. Now that the politicians need power, they are able to get your phone numbers and send you text messages that go and vote for them.
Is that also paperless?
Why are they not able to get your phone number and tell you that at 2 p.m.
the water is going off?
The water is going off.
So you need some realignment of priorities.
Exactly.
Okay.
We have to realign our priorities. And I'm going to do just that.
You have serious issues with the police officers in Ayawaso West Wogon. What is your number one problem?
I do not have issues with the police officers. It is the constituents that have issues with the public officers in general in the constituency. Ayawaso West is one of the hotbed of corruption in Ghana. And the public officers are so skilled so much that you, the person that they are ripping you off, if you don't take care, you even thank them for ripping you off.
Explain.
That's how skilled they are in their level of corruption.
They will not be happy, but let's explain.
See, anybody at all that drives around Ayawaso West will tell you that the moment any law enforcing agent meets you, the only thing they want is money, all the way from the airport, the immigration. Like, I don't want to be specific, but because there are so much public officers in Ayawaso West, the corruption is just appalling. At what point, Ghana, at what point are we going to say that? Why are we destroying our country? So this is what I'm going to do, and it's simple. When I get the opportunity to be a member of parliament, there will be an Ayawaso West anti-corruption office, an MP's office for corruption. This is all that the office will do. The office will be made with some legal people and some journalists, etc. If at any point in your dealing in Ayawaso West, any public office, you go to any public office, you know what the law says, and they charge you illegitimate money, money that you know you are not supposed to pay. You know, some people want things done, though they don't want to pay. They have to pay because they feel like if I don't pay, yes, the thing will not move.
So they'll report to this office.
All you have to do is just come and report it.
It's almost like a special prosecutor just for Ayawaso West.
See, there's special prosecutor duty that office that they've created. How can a whole country with so many districts, so many constituencies, they just create one office in Accra that the whole Ghana should check corruption in the whole Ghana? That's a joke.
It should be everywhere.
Corruption
right?
should be checked at the local level. At the constituency level, it's a local level. So we will have an anti-corruption office at the constituency level.
Okay.
If anything at all go wrong, you go to any office and they demand any illegitimate money from you. All you have to do is just come and report. That's all.
Who fund this office?
The office will be operated by the member of parliament.
Okay, so you, from your budget?
Yes. There's plan, there's a clear roadmap as to how the office is going to be run. But due to time, I cannot put all there. But the specific duty that the office is going to carry out is you just come and report. That's all you need to do.
Okay.
If there's a need for you to get refund of your money
will come
because
back
you have to pay just to get a thing go through,
all right,
you get your money back.
Okay.
But if there's the need for us to prosecute the public officer that engaged in that was putting you at a disadvantage, the office is going to press the legal suit for you.
On your behalf.
That's all you have to do.
Okay.
So after you've opened your case, the only responsibility you have is to call the office to find out how the case is going.
How far?
And we will make sure that the case will go to the very last end.
All right.
Trust me. The people of Ayawaso West, trust me.
Interesting ideas from Richard Mauli Amegache. He wants to represent Ayawaso West Wogon on an independent ticket come the election in 71 days. We go for a quick break. When we come back, there's a ton of messages for Richard that I'll be posing to him, coming from you. Number on the screen is working and you're sending us your messages. Thank you very much. I'll get a couple of messages from WhatsApp and from Facebook as well. Stay with us. Next MP, back in a while.
national regulator of the communications industry in Ghana, the National Communications Authority seeks to ensure an environment that is safe and fair for consumers and service providers. NCA grants licenses and authorizations for operation of communication systems and services, develops guidelines to streamline communication activities, establish and monitor quality of service indicators for operators and service providers. NCA is in 8 regions: Accra, Tamale, Takoradi, Kumasi, Ho, Koforidua, Sunyani, and Bolgatanga. Do you have unresolved complaints with the service providers? Contact us on 0800110662, 0307011419 between the hours of 8 o'clock a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. from Monday to Friday, or visit our website at www.nca.org.gh and follow the procedure for filing a complaint or submitting inquiry. National Communications Authority, communications for development.
I go kill you with
10 years of rewarding radio and television excellence. 10 years of rewarding excellent voices and personalities. 10 years of providing quality entertainment. RTP Awards, it's 10 years. The excitement is back. The 10th Adonko RTP Awards hitting the Stampiski Hotel live on the 7th of November 2020, coupled with spectacular performances. Time 6 p.m. The Adonko RTP Awards is brought to you by Adonko Hand Sanitizer, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, Jim Ray Estates, Bio Litigation Free Land, Verna Mineral Water, Your Lifestyle, Dofo Roofing Systems, Yas Tissues, Special Drinks, Jerry Gatti Fashion House, Papa's Pizza, Axis Shipping, 247 Zara Boutique, A to Z Auto Services, Sumisura by Abdul, a step ahead in tailoring. The 10th Adonko RTP Awards is a black tie event. Attendance is by invitation. For DNT to win more awards, vote for us now. For DNT to win the Television Digital Station of the Year award, dial *447*111#. Select RTP DNT to vote, or you can log on to rtpawardsadfrica.com. Select RTP DNT to vote.
I go kill you with enjoyment.
Welcome back. Next MP live edition, Kafui Day here. My guest is Richard Amagache. He wants to represent Ayawaso West Wogon, East Legon, West Legon, Obonglo, Roman Ridge, Airport Residential, Jolu, Abeligbe, parts of Tesano. It's a huge, huge area. Voter population over 115,000. I mean, it's a lot of people. And you want to be the MP. I heard you in another interview saying that you'll be a hot cake when you go to Parliament. Why?
Yeah, the standing orders of Parliament, or one of the requirements of every member of Parliament, is that it should be on one committee, at least one committee in Parliament.
If you could choose, which committee would you like to be on?
I'm a petroleum engineer. Right now, Ghana has discovered oil and gas. Trust me, Kafui, when I look at the petroleum agreement, I mean, I was very sad. Sometimes, I mean, when Ghanaians are sending people to Parliament, you should not do this on emotions. You should not do this on NDC and MPP.
So Ghana-minded.
Ghana-minded. See, this member of Parliament that you are sending there, Ghana will discover, let's say, petroleum, or there will be a petroleum agreement. And the Parliament is the oversight body on the expenditure of public funds. And they will send this petroleum agreement to your member of Parliament that had no knowledge or whatsoever, because you went and voted on emotions.
Not all of them are like that. You can't just tar them with the same brush.
So why are they not giving the Ghanaians the needed resource. Last time the majority member of parliament said something. He said they need new people in parliament. Why? They want to improve the debate on the floor of parliament. Okay. Because what is already there, there's nothing.
Maybe they need a public speaking coach who can teach them how to do public speaking. It's not about, you know, they don't have ideas. So they don't know how to express themselves. Well,
I'm not particularly impressed with some of the proceedings. And the very heartbreaking thing is, if there is any bill on the floor of parliament, that must be passed. You see all the NDC people on one side and all the MPP people on one side.
A guy who is playing for Manchester United cannot go and score for Chelsea.
So my question is, that's what we call dogmatism.
And you don't want that.
See, my question is, so does all this member of parliament, do they all have the same brain?
No, they don't, because some of them actually break rank.
Look at what happened when they wanted to build that chamber thing. Somebody that is not a parliamentarian has to shout, drop a chamber before they drop it.
Ernesto.
Like all of them were just going to accept it. And that is disheartening. I don't want to be at the back of parliament and be shouting, drop the chamber.
You may also go into the house and realize that the chamber is too small. So you also join the bandwagon.
Kafui,
it's easy for you to say all
even
this stuff
as I am
outside.
not there, see, some of the things that I'm saying right now, okay, it must take somebody with balls to say it.
You are the one with the heavy balls.
Of course. To even come out to run as a member of parliament with these people who are throwing a lot of money around, it should be a special person.
Are they attacking you? I mean, are they giving you pressure and telling you?
They are. I mean, they are, because I'm not using posters, they are going around telling people that I'm hearing something like, I'm no more in the race, I'm no more in the race, because my posters are not there, to defer people from. But I want to tell all of you that are watching me, I am going to the very last end. So ignore all the, you know, issues that are speculated. That does not directly come from me. Okay. And what I say that I'm going to be a hot cake is that when I get to parliament, automatically I may end up on the energy committee. And I'm going to make sure that the Ghanaians, the ordinary Ghanaians, have the full benefits and the full control over the oil and gas industry. And the only way I'm going to do that is to kick against anything that comes from the NDC and NPP that does not inure to the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian.
I get that, but you also know that you have to work with those people, because a teamwork is together, everyone achieves more. You have to work with some of these NDC and NPP guys.
If they bring something, if they bring something that is good enough, why not?
Okay.
If they bring something that is good enough, why not? But you're not going to find me on a dogmatic path.
Thank you very much. Let's take a couple of messages here. This is from Facebook. Thank you very much, my Facebook people. You're sending lots of messages. Let's see. So, Richard Amegacha is a man of integrity. I've observed him for some time, and based on that, I can describe him with these few words as empathetic, daring, and visionary. This is Asari Kesi Michael. Thank you very much. Ajiti Sowa says, I am Michael Latte from Uponglo. I know this guy and his seriousness when it comes to things to be done. Trust me. Thank you. And then Randolph Butchery says, the guy is good, follow him. And they are telling you to ask to follow you on Facebook. Okay, so Delasi says, well, I love you. I love this. I'd love to hear him talk. Joseph Kofi says, what new things are you bringing on board? You've talked about a couple of new things here. Now, Catherine Michelle says, I live in the area. How about he puts in the legwork and do door-to-door? This is the first time I'm hearing of him. So, are you doing door-to-door?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Like I'm saying,
okay.
Ayawasu West is very big.
Yes, it's huge.
It's very big.
Yeah,
so,
massive.
Even if you have to do door-to-door in, let's say, East Legon alone, it's Herculean.
You can spend the whole year doing door-to-door in East Legon.
So I am meeting a lot of people. Okay.
How?
I go to them.
Okay. Right.
I go to them.
Okay.
House to like every single day. Kafui.
Today, where did you go?
Today I was in Abelempi.
Okay.
Yes, I was around the Mawaku. I was there throughout the day, and then I came to what we call it, the mall, the Accra mall.
But you guys should wear your t-shirts.
So you can even see that I'm losing my time.
Okay, you were on the
okay.
round. On
so when I just came from the grounds, that's why I came here. Okay, and right from here, I am going back. Sometimes I sleep at 12:01.
Night?
Yes. But the constituency is so big, so much that you not meet everybody. So I want to plead with everybody. If I did not meet you in person, and you chance on me on social media, on TV, on radio, still identify with me. Help me with the campaign. If you buy into my message, speak to somebody about me. Maybe I may not meet you, but indirectly you are part of the change we all seek to make.
Okay. So
but if I happen to meet you, why not? We'll have a fruitful and nice conversation.
Paperless. So is there a mobile strategy? Is there what kind of explain this paperless thing to me a little bit. I mean, apart from TV appearances, what else are you doing? How are you getting to people? How do people know your message?
You know, right now, I also wears wagon. I mean, fairly a lot of people on social media. Fairly. So I read them through social media.
Okay, so you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Let's take a couple of messages. I'm not sure the majority leader in Parliament has ever said that they needed new members in Parliament. On the contrary, he suggested that most of their members should be protected due to their vast experience. In fact, that's the reason why a lot of NPP MPs were shielded to run unopposed. So Richard is not being factual. That's what he's saying.
Let me clarify
yes.
what he said. The majority speaker didn't speak on only one occasion. So the fact that you didn't hear what I said does not mean that he never said it. He might have spoken on so many occasions that you might not be privy to.
So you heard him say that?
Yes, and I heard him also say that. And even that, I find it to be wrong. Why would you have to shield a member of parliament if indeed they are working for their constituents?
Leaford Kwashi, Richard, earlier in your submission, you said Yawaso West cannot be classified as an elite constituency. In another breath, you claim one needed a serious-minded person after your attempt to ridicule John DeMello to lead an elite constituency such as Ayawaso. I smell serious inconsistency on your part. How do you respond to that? That's Leaford.
Well, you are here, and if his allegations are true, you know it. I never said Ayawaso West is not an elite constituency. I am saying that there are a lot of people in that constituency too that are not yet there.
Okay, cool. Another question here. This Richard is a very good person and very kind. That's Kobe, Soldiers. He wanted to know why you decided to become an MP. I think you explained that for us. A couple more messages before we run off. I love Richard's vision. Ghana is not a serious country. Instead of voting on vision, we vote based on political lines. And he wants to get a copy of your policies. How do people get copies of your policies?
Please, if you want a copy of my policy, just go to Facebook and then you look for Richard Mauli Amegache. Follow me there. Go on my wall. My wall is visible to the public. You take your time and read everything that I put out there. Periodically also, I do share them on WhatsApp and all that. You can also call me or text me rather on 0244141868, and I can have a one-on-one conversation with you and send you all my policy. I can answer all your conversation and your answers also in person.
Amegache is A-M-E-G-A-T-S-E. All right. I'm Abdallah from Tamale South. I would have voted you if you were in my constituency. So that's some love from Tamale. Good evening, Lawson from Takrady. My question to the honorable. They start calling you honorable even before you get into the house. It's something I really don't understand in Ghana, but hey, that's it. Is it right for MPs to go to parliament and approve bills without first coming to solicit the views and ideas of their various constituents?
It is wrong. Absolutely wrong. As it stands right now, the laws of Ghana prevent members of parliament to raise issues concerning tax that is imposed by the executive.
And I know you have a strong view against that. That should not be.
Why should it be the case? The people are, the member of parliament is the people's representative. So at this stage, you want to impose taxes on the people, and their representative cannot make issues or cannot raise issues about that. It is wrong. Some part of our constitution is flawed. I have spent a lot of time going through our constitution, and I have marked all the flawed side. And I'm going to raise serious arguments when I go to parliament. One of the arguments I'm going to raise an individual bill against taxation. The way they tax us in Ghana is flawed.
All right. A quick point here. This is Theodore from Lomé in Togo. As a future MP, what are your thoughts concerning the Western Togoland issues?
Well, to be very clear and sincere, the laws of Ghana does not recognize anything Western Togoland. all the people agitating, I mean, whatever, what they are doing is unconstitutional. I'm also an Ewe. I hail from Anglo. I'm an Anglo man. And I can tell you for a fact, wherever you are from the voter region, if you join these people, what you are doing is unconstitutional. Before even Ghana became independent, the voter region, that part of the land was already part of the Gold Coast. If you do not know, go and do your research. For a long time before even Ghana became Ghana. So it's not as though at the point that Ghana became Ghana before voter region was added to Ghana.
So you don't have any
Yes, the Western Togoland was part of Gold Coast before Ghana became Ghana. And all of us as Ghanaians must protect the boundaries of Ghana. And if anybody at all wants to break the boundaries of Ghana, I do not condone that. And I blame these two political parties, NDC and NPP, these two parties. They are the major reasons why we have this kind of division in our country. They are riding on tribal politics. They are dividing our people instead of bringing us together.
Who would you want for president? My final question.
I've not made a decision yet, but for me...
Kofi Kranting, he's independent.
He's good. Kofi Kranting is good. But, like I said...
Marek Kigane?
Well, I've not heard him a lot.
Okay.
But like I said, I do not just, I'm very objective when it comes to choosing. I mean, I read all the policies.
Nana, Jim, who will you vote for?
Both of them, both of these two.
You don't
all
know.
right. Mahama is not a new person. We saw his mess. Nana is not new. We saw his mess. So these two people, like, personally, I'm tired with them.
Okay. I'm not tired with you.
But I've not decided yet.
You have not
I'm
decided
yet to
yet.
decide.
But I know you have decided that you are going to be voting for yourself on the 7th of
Yes,
December.
I'll vote
because
for myself.
You want to be the MP. What's your final message to the people of Ayawaso West Wagon as we wrap up the show?
See, Ayawaso West Wagon fellows, Ghanaians have accepted that we are one of the elite constituencies in Ghana. And one of the things that distinguish you as an elite is even the way you vote. Ghana needs a change. These two political parties, NDC and NPP, they've really ruined our country. But it is only the elite that can set the pace that the rest of the country will follow. And come 7 December, if you choose Richard PALIAMENTARY, an independent candidate for Member of Parliament, you have chosen a change that will have a ripple effect on the rest of the country. During the 2019 by-election, you saw what happened between the NDC and the NPP, the clash, the violence in Ayawaso West. How can an elite constituency be associated with violence because of this NDC and NPP? And come 7 December, if Lydia wins from the NPP, what happened in 2020 is 2019 is even less. I mean, a serious violence is going to happen. If John Dumelo also win, the same thing is going to happen. The only way you can ensure that Ayawaso is peaceful is when you vote an independent candidate, Richard PALIAMENTARY, as your Member of Parliament. If after the ballots are counted, Richard wins the election, I mean, the NDC will just go, and people will just go. They will not fight. And we might have restored the respect and dignity of Ayawaso West. So come in and join me and vote me come 7th December. And I want to promise you, I will deliver to the point that you, the very people of Ayawaso West, are the very people that will move me to a higher stage. Anywhere you are, join my campaign. Take it upon yourself. Campaign for me. I do not have the money to vote for you, to buy you, like the way my opponents are buying people. But I have the goodwill, and I'm going to work for you. Thank you so much.
And thank you very much, Richard PALIAMENTARY, for being the host, the guest on this show that I'm hosting on the next MP Live edition. 71 days away to the election. Please check to make sure your name and your picture are in the book. I did mine this morning during my walk. And check on your phone also, just to make sure that everything is kosher, so that on the 7th, you are ready, willing, and able with your thumb to do what you have to do. Watch the next MP every Sunday at this time on the Diaspora Network television and vote for us in the upcoming RTP Awards. My name is Kafui DAYI. Have a good night.